What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to give you guys my ranking of the top 5 games I have played so far in 2025. But okay, so I've played 9 games to some extent, and you're going to see that as I talk about them. But, there's 9 in all. I'm going to give you guys just the top 5, and I did miss a couple of them that I would still like to get to as the year goes on. There's some of these that are even on this list that I still need to complete. We'll talk about those as well. So again, pretty jam-packed year, and definitely room, I think, for this list to evolve and grow. We'll obviously come back to this at the halfway mark of the year. Okay, no more rambling. Number 5, I'm actually going to probably turn off 75% of the audience here and say Assassin's Creed Shadows. Look, I'm not afraid to say it. This is not an amazing game. I definitely actually kind of want to lead with that one. So now I guess I've made both sides mad. No. This is a solid game. I'm going to do a full review on this, separately on the channel. This is a very checklisty game. There's a lot of things that you can just kind of turn your brain off and just go through the motions. Now, does that mean it's bad? And the answer, honestly, is no. There's a lot of pretty fun things. There's some cool mechanics. There's some cool systems. I'm having overall fun with this game, even if it does get repetitive, even if it does have like a checklist type mentality to it, which very much feels like a Ubisoft formula type thing. Now that stops it from going any higher. And to be honest with you, this is one that I can see as the year goes, as this list grows, right? As I've played 15 or 20 or 25 games, I highly doubt Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to be a top 5. Maybe, maybe not. But right now, I think honestly it does deserve its spot. It's probably the game that I've spent maybe the second longest amount of time in. I think I've put 33 hours into Shadows. I kind of just want to beat it so I can do some really, really big, full-on review and break some stuff down. Number 4, I am going to classify this as what would be considered a new game. I'm going to say Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Now, you could do semantics. You could tell me that this game already exists, and I would, kind of follow you along. This game is just an all-around blast to play, and so that's number 1. Like, it's too good for me to not do this. Number 2, I mean, like, visually at least, but even just from the remastered side, like, it's original in some extent, but probably the biggest reason that's an offshoot of that, I've never played this game before. Okay, so I never played the original Ninja Gaiden 2. Get to play it, all in this new kind of package here. And just, again, like I keep saying it, but I did a whole video on my third channel, Podcast Now, Back to the Past. The game is just so much fun. I didn't know, like, I did know, I guess, the visceral kind of, mentality of it, but I didn't know it was such a good, like, hack and slash type game. So I thought it was fantastic. I really, if this was like a brand new game, which Ninja Gaiden 4, so maybe we get to do this, at the end of the year, maybe we can put that in the top 5. I will say that's kind of holding it back because I would actually like to put this higher, but the fact that it's not like a wholly original game, I do think is going to stop it a little bit here. Okay, number 3, I'm going to say Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. This one, honestly, pretty similar vibes. And look, so far we haven't gotten to any like super elite games. I do think that's what numbers 2 and 1 are for, at least in my list. And there could have, again, been more elite games that I just have missed out on so far. Like a Dragon, I would say, honestly, pretty similar things to pretty much both of the other games. I guess, actually, this leans a little bit more to Assassin's Creed than anything, where it does feel like a by-the-books Yakuza spin-off thing. Now, again, does that make it bad? No. This is a game that I lost my life to. This is a game that I also I think this is the one that I put the most amount of time in. I platinumed this game. I think I put around 35 to 40 hours in it. I mean, I did literally everything. I don't know if I 100%ed it, because there's a couple challenges that you can do that you don't need for the platinum trophy. So maybe I like 98% of this game, but I experienced all elements of it, and it is a blast, and it is fun, and it's the ship combat's a lot of fun. The Coliseum is fun. Like, everything's fun. Everything is fun. It's just there's a lot of things I think lack depth. The story was not as in depth as I thought, but to play as Majima, like, is that cool? Of course it is. So there's, again, like that almost elite ceiling that is withheld. There isn't that part of it where it's like, okay, this is a super elite game. It's just an all-around awesome time, right? Very much, actually, I would say, in that way, like Ninja Gaiden. So, again, it kind of holds it back from being in that elite territory, but it's not a bad game by any stretch. In fact, it's an incredibly good game. Number 2, okay, this one's tough because I'm going to put Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 here, and the reason being is because I haven't put enough time in it. So, actually, up till this point, I mean, Assassin's Creed, I'm so close. I'm very, very close to beating it. Ninja Gaiden, I did beat. Like a Dragon, I got the Platinum, and the final game, number 1, I also beat. This is the only game, I guess, besides Assassin's Creed that I did not beat. In fact, I'm just a measly like 20 hours in this game. So that should tell you something, though, because this is my second favorite game of the year, and I haven't even played it all the way through. In those 20 or so hours, I experienced a game that I think is just built different. Truly, I mean, like, yeah, I know that's a meme, it's, a joke, but, look, this game, I think, rocks. This game has that depth, but also has, I guess, in a weird way, that accessibility, where it's like, if you just kind of follow it through with what it's trying to do, you're going to fall in love with this game. You're going to be able to go along, with this game. So, again, I know I didn't experience every arc. I know I didn't do every side quest. I know I didn't experience every kind of mini, like, random thing that can even happen in this game. I saw clips of, like, Henry being, like, hung, in front of everybody to see because you, like, robbed too many people. I mean, the depth in the game is unreal. Literally unreal. So I did experience some of it, and I think the quest building and the writing and the visuals, and there's so much stuff with this game that is elite. This is where we reach that elite status, right? It is just such an amazing game. It's just not a game I played all the way. So that's on me. That's something I gotta fix. Maybe before we do this again, or definitely before we get to my Game of the Year awards at the end of the year. But it deserves its number 2 spot with potential to actually move up. I honestly believe to my favorite game of the year. But until that happens, until I play it more and maybe it moves, I gotta give number 1 to Split Fiction. Yet again, I don't want to diminish Split Fiction, right? We're talking up Kingdom Come, all this jazz. Split Fiction, again, also rocks. Now, I think what holds Split Fiction back a little bit is the story and at times the characters. I do think the characters can be quite endearing at times. I really do like their dynamic once things get going. There is some like pacing issues with the story. It's very by the books, and sometimes things just happen just to happen. So there is a little bit, the story lacks, okay? But everything else makes up for it. I mean, you talk about an inventive game. You talk about a creative game. There's no game that's on my list of 9, okay? And there's probably no game in my list of 30 or 40 at the end of the year that can match this. I think I'm actually willing to say that now. Does that mean Split Fiction stays at number 1? No, it's possible it moves, but just what they have done with the gameplay and with that cooperative feel is unmatched. I mean, it's literally in a league of their own. And ironically, I tend to actually, I play games for lots of reasons, but I am drawn to those single-player, story, character-driven type games. Ironically, this game is not really like that. I mean, it's cooperative, and I'm fine with it. I can play with my wife. We had a blast playing it. We also yell at each other a lot because this game is hard. But this game really relies on the gameplay, right? It really, really pushes the gameplay. And, I mean, I can play a game for the gameplay as well. It's just not always my primary, driver. But this one, it is. I mean, this one, what they do, again, pushing that cooperative vibe, but just always switching it up. Every level is different, and some of the stuff they do, I even made videos on it. Some of those end level stuff that they do in this game, towards the very end of the game, is unmatched. I mean, you're never going to see anything like that. Only Hazelight is capable, I guess, of making something like that. So just in terms of creativity, it's unmatched. It really, really is. And again, it's got that elite vibe. So top 2, I feel like are going to stay at least in the top 5 as we go. The rest of them I could see dropping. To be honest with you, 3 through 5, I can see falling out as soon as Expedition 33, Doom the Dark Ages, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei. A lot of these games are still coming out, and I think the list is going to evolve a little bit. But let me know what you guys think so far. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.